Welcome to the Hudson Show. Coming up, picture in your mind a T-Rex. Wrong, it was bigger than that. Also, you'll never guess who's making a Skibbity Toilet movie. All that and more on the way next. It is the Hudson Show from RadioU. Thanks for downloading. I got a story here that ranks the most hated social media apps across the world. A company called MailSuite did this, basically using their ratings in the Google Play Store around the world. And I bet you could guess. So take a guess what you think the most hated social media app is. If you said Twitter, you're close. X came in as the third most hated. Number two, this was shocking to me because one, I'm not even sure it completely counts as social media. And two, I just don't know why people would hate it so much, and that is Reddit. And number one, you probably knew this. You could have guessed. It is Facebook. Around the world, the most hated social media app, which makes sense because Facebook is the only app that you hate equally as much if you don't use it as if you do use it. The people that don't use it because they know it's no good. But the people that use it probably still hate it because, I mean, let's be honest, so much of Facebook seems to be there to, it's like it's trying to make you upset. Facebook feels like it's literally pushing you content that's supposed to make you upset. Now, granted, that could be true about Twitter, maybe even Reddit too, but I feel like people just have a better attitude about it. They're just used to being upset. They're fine with it. They're upset, but they're not upset about being upset. Whereas Facebook, I don't know, people that use it, you go on Facebook every day, it's like you're expecting, for some reason, it's like going to McDonald's and expecting that you're going to get a 5-star Michelin meal when the truth is you're getting a McDouble, which is fine. Facebook, people seem to log in every day expecting to have a smile put on their face. And what do you get? But just a bunch of rage bait. Facebook. And the problem is, too, so many people, the other ones, why I don't understand people hating Reddit, it's easy to not even use Reddit. You can just go your whole life without having Reddit and nothing will be all that different. Facebook, much harder to avoid. You need to log into stuff. If you ever made a Facebook and connected to anything, you can never get rid of it. So I understand, rightfully so. Facebook, the most hated social media site. Hey, go follow the Hudson Show on Facebook. Might as well. If you've got it, you might as well put it to good use. It's the Hudson Show. If you're still swiping through the dating apps and not having a lot of success with your first message, it may be because you're sending one of these. A new study out of the UK has found the dating app first messages that are most likely to get people to just close out of the conversation and possibly even unmatch you right on the spot. The number one worst message you could send, at least according to this study, is send pics. Came in at number one. A close second is just sending the eggplant emoji. No secrets there about why that is going to shut things down very quickly in many cases. Number three, worst message you could send on a dating app. Hey, sexy, what's your number? How about a little creativity, huh? Number four, do you like bad boys or do you like bad girls? That I'm surprised that's so high because that feels like that's a big risk there, but I feel like some people might be into it. And finally, number five is, this is very specific. Without me, when you say you're going to take a shower. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't send that, but if you say I'm going to take a shower on a dating app, what are you expecting? What do you think? You don't have to say that. The other people, the person on the other side, they don't have to know that you're that clean of a person. They're probably going to take a different message away from that. Here's my takeaway. Hey, take it from me, somebody who got married off of a dating app. And that is, you want to at least seem creative. You want to have hey, sexy, what's your number? You're not going to get anywhere with that. Whoever you're messaging that to is going to see that 18 other times in an hour. So you don't need to send that. You're not going to stand out. You need to do something that at least seems creative. And number two, yes, you're supposed to be upfront and clear about your intentions, unless your intentions are nudes and sex, because that's not what... Unless the other person is also looking for that, that's just not going to go well for you. One thing you need to know if you're a dog owner is that your dog's behavior is a reflection of you. It always is. It's anything your dog does is your fault. And that it just keeps, the point gets driven home by this new study out of the UK that has found that dogs are able to sense when you're stressed. And when you're stressed, that influences the choices that your dog will make. In fact, it will make your dog likely make worse, more pessimistic choices than if you have a lower level of stress and, I guess, a good attitude, which this is great to hear. Now, if you are stressed and you are a dog owner, you can put even more pressure on yourself to stop stressing, because you're not just negatively affecting yourself with that stress, you're affecting your dog as well. And that should make you less stressed, putting all that pressure on yourself, having this knowledge. I think this is really going to free up a lot of us to make better choices, isn't it? If you want to be able to give up work and just relax early in life, it's easy. All you need to do is do what this Japanese man did. A Japanese man that just retired at the age of 45 years old after he saved enough money. He saved over $640,000 that he considered to be enough for him to retire and not have to work the rest of his life. At the age of 45, that's impressive. How did he do it? Well, he was working a job that paid him about $32,000 per year. Now, when you say $32,000 per year and he managed to save $640,000 by the age of 45, that's even more impressive, right? Well, listen to what he had to do to actually make this possible. First of all, the job he was working for $32,000 per year was a very stressful job. He often had to work overtime, sometime past midnight, and that was kind of part of the reason he decided to retire at 45. He's like, I'm just going to work this crap job for a shorter amount of time and then just retire early rather than try to find something that will pay me more, where I'll be happier. So not only was he making not a ton of money and working long hours, but what he was doing was living in a very, very basic company dormitory where he only paid $190 per month rent, which that's pretty solid. He also refused to buy appliances and furniture. Instead, he would scavenge for them, finding, Craigslist free or Facebook Marketplace, whatever he was doing. He was picking stuff up for free. He refused to use air conditioning in the summer, and in the wintertime, to keep himself warm, instead of using heat, he'd only do exercises and blankets. And then finally, possibly the most extreme way that he saved money is with his diet. He basically only ate boiled rice and small pieces of fruit or vegetables, and occasionally would mix in an energy drink. And that's all he ate. How long did he do this to be able to retire by the age of 45? Almost 21 years, 20 years and 10 months. But then boom, he was able to save $640,000. And now at 45 years old, even though he only worked a job that made $30,000 a year, he's able to retire. What's sad is, I'm going through this list. How many of us are doing like half the things on this list anyways, and there's no chance for retiring by the age of 45? Would you rather Wednesday? We're asking the question from Bailey. Would you rather get pepper sprayed or get attacked by a police dog, a K9 unit? 8772 Radio U. You can chime in with your thoughts. We heard from T, who says, I would love pepper spray over the dog, because the dog will probably chomp several times before he gets actually a hold of you, whereas pepper spray burns, but once everything calms down, you get your eyes rinsed out, the paramedics are on the way, no stitches, whereas the dog bite, you're getting stitches. Okay, interesting thoughts here. Also, Kevin says that being sprayed wouldn't be so bad. It burns after a little while, it dies down, where if you get bit by a dog, you're going to require some kind of medical treatment. And Sean getting in, and Sean says, anyone claiming they would take the dog over the spray is an idiot. Spray gets you a visit by an EMT, an attack by a police dog gets you a trip to the ER. Well, Sean, call me an idiot, because I'm taking the dog. I don't know what it's like to be pepper sprayed, but I've seen people do it. It looks absolutely miserable. I've seen live PD or whatever they call it now. I've seen cops where they send the attack dog after you. Everybody, look, they're upset. They're not happy when they get caught by that dog. But at the same time, I feel like they make it out okay. I feel like if I just lie down and let the dog have me instead of trying to struggle and fight away, then it's gonna be quick and easy. That dog's gonna let me go. the police are going to catch me and it's going to be all over. But pepper spray is going to stick with me. I've been bitten by dogs. I think I can handle it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just overrating how bad pepper spray is in my mind because it's never happened to me. But I feel like pepper spray looks so miserable. We have Robin getting in. Robin says pepper spray is agony, but it's not as bad as what a police dog can do to you. So I guess, hey, maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I might just be the wrong one on this, but I'm taking my chances with the dog because I do not want to get pepper sprayed. It's that simple. Michael Bay is going to be making Skibidi Toilet into a film and TV series. He's turning it into a whole franchise. Now, if you're the type of person that maybe is a little too old to even know what Skibidi Toilet is, well, imagine if M. Night Shyamalan was making a movie about salad fingers or YouTube poop. That's basically what this is for a different generation. It's a YouTube phenomenon about a bunch of human heads popping out of toilets and singing gibberish, which sounds like the exact type of content that Michael Bay can excel with. Now, if you're young enough to know what Skibidi Toilet is or online enough, but you don't know who Michael Bay is, he is a movie director best known for making movies that routinely get panned by the critics, but feature a lot of explosions. He even says himself that he makes movies for teenage boys. He's made all the Transformer movies, at least most of them, a bunch of the Bad Boys movies. And still, if that's not really doing much for you, but you like Skibidi Toilet, listen, Michael Bay can't make Skibidi Toilet a whole lot dumber than it already is. So I think this is a match made in heaven. Now, I thought I knew about Skibidi Toilet. I didn't know, though. I didn't know there's 71 episodes of Skibidi Toilet online on YouTube. You can go through. That's a movie in it itself. So a rich content base from Michael Bay to mine. I'm sure he's going to turn it into a beautiful tapestry one day. A man in China has gone viral in what some are calling a heartwarming story. He's 31 years old. His name is Lin Shu, and he's gone viral because every day he makes a just about 200-mile commute to work in about 3 hours. Why? Because he recently got married to his longtime girlfriend, and he wants to live with her and be able to spend time with her. And so he has moved in with her hours and hours away from his job. This is a choose-your-own-adventure story to me. Many are seeing it, choosing their adventure to be. This is a heartwarming tale about the sacrifice this man is willing to make just so he can spend some time with his wife. Or you could interpret it the way I do, where it's actually a sad, depressing tale about how this guy loves his job so much that he refuses to quit and just start living with his wife because he would have about 6 extra hours every day to spend with her if he just worked somewhere near her. But I guess it's really up to you how you want to see this one. Congratulations are in order for Pixar. They're back, baby. After some of their previous movies haven't done quite as well as they're used to at the box office, Inside Out 2 not only has done well, it's done so well, it is now the highest grossing animated film in history. Inside Out 2 has made $1.46 billion at the global box office, which makes it more money than any other animated movie ever. Now, I don't want this to be a slight on Inside Out 2. It's very impressive what it's done. I've seen it. It's a good movie, but I do think this does go to show that you can't judge a movie, you can't rank movies for goodness based off of how much money they've made. Why? Because Inside Out 2 is the highest grossing animated movie ever. I don't think many people would say it's the best animated movie ever. I don't think many people would say it's the best Pixar movie ever. I don't think many people would say it's the best Inside Out ever. But it's made more money than any other animated movie. A food fight is happening here in the studio, and Nene is here, and Nene is getting the special honor today. I've trusted him with putting together our food fight. What are we eating today, Nene?
I finally got a good food fight. I'm sick and tired of trying all this nasty food on here, so I'm taking the reins today. I'm taking the reins. I wanted to give you something that you're actually going to enjoy. Listen, it may not be crazy out of this world. Sometimes the simple things in life is all you gotta try. And so I have a backstory, guys. I have a friend of mine who goes to church with me. We were in the same small group, and Alex loved this brother, by the way. He runs a Cinnabon store, Hudson. He runs a Cinnabon. And so we started texting back and forth, and he was like, hey, man, like, would you be interested in trying, like, some Cinnabons on the show? I'm like, oh, my goodness, yes! And so now here we are, my friend. I have Cinnabon cinnamon rolls. These things are huge. Look at these things. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook right now, guys, these are incredibly huge. I love them, Hudson. I love them.
You can't love something before we try it in a food fight.
I already love it. My friend Alex gave it to me. I love it. Also, shout out to Rayona who put these things together. Guys, there are so many toppings, too. Obviously, like the frosting and stuff, if you've had Cinnabon before. But they, like, pack some extra toppings with us, too. Look at this. There's, like, caramel. There's, like, pecans. There's these red, white, and blue sprinkles, which I plan on, like, putting on mine, too. USA. I know, just in time for the Olympics. It's perfect. And then there's also like some Oreo ones here too. Listen, when it comes to food fight, you don't get better than this type of food fight.
So what about this is the new, different, unique, peculiar thing from Cinnabon.
Who said there had to be something new? This is perfect the way it is.
That's a food fight. That's what a food fight is. It's got to be new.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was in the fine print of a food fight. It's got to be odd,
unusual.
Well, it's unusual because I don't eat a lot of Cinnabon. That's good enough for me. So I'm going to put these red, white, and blue sprinkles on it, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. Hudson is eating the Cinnabon as we speak. Hudson,
you've been over there blabbing.
Okay, have you ever had Cinnabon before?
Yeah, I've had Cinnabon before.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like,
Cinnabon
I don't know.
Is like, it's up there. It's if you go to the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you still have one in your area, it's Cinnabon or Auntie Anne's. Those are the two go-tos.
It's so funny because, like, my friend, I'm pretty sure his family, like, also owns the Auntie Anne's that's, like, right next door to it, too. I think they're, like, sister companies or something. So, like, he owns them both. But
I think sometimes they're combined, aren't they?
I think sometimes
that's like the best of both worlds.
I think sometimes they are combined. I'm telling you right here, I'll take a Cinnabon over an Auntie Anne any day. I love me some sugar. Look at this. All right, I'm actually going in on this.
You got it loaded up with USA sprinkles.
Oh, my gosh. Thank God. Dude, God bless America. Oh, my gosh. This is incredible.
It is crazy how good it is. And we didn't even heat these up or anything.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing. Shout out to Rayona. She, like, was one of the workers when I went to go and pick them up. She had, like, these heating instructions so you could, like, heat it up and stuff. Guys, this is one of the few foods in life that you don't have to heat up in order for it to still taste good. And, like, this is incredible. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
That said, though, think about how much better it would taste if it was warmed up. We just go pop it in the microwave.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever her instructions are.
Like, this is already like 10 out of 10.
So warm and gooey and melty. Oh, but it's good. Hey, here's a question. How many Cinnabons is too many to have in one sitting?
I've almost had a sugar coma before from having 3 of them at once. So I would say 3.
3. I don't think there is an answer. I don't think you can have too many. Cinnabons are just keep going until you can't anymore.
I'm going to have to go and get some water, something to wash this all down with. This is so good.
Well, look, I appreciate that you brought these Cinnabons in, but everybody already knows that Cinnabon is good. So, and I expected you to fall flat on your face when we were playing in the food fight today when I left you in charge of it. So I have a backup plan. I have a backup plan. I have a backup plan. I have the new Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl.
Wait, you actually brought another food in here too?
Yeah, because I just didn't trust you.
Wow. You literally have no trust or faith in me at all. I had a backup
plan.
That's crazy. Well, the Cinnabons are amazing. Okay, so what is this Mountain Dew thing again we're trying?
Okay, so this is the new Mountain Dew. It's called Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl.
Okay.
I got a few Infinite Swirls when I was in high school, by the way. From the bullies.
What? Dude, stop. That's crazy, bro. I was like, you about to make some
they
whack.
picked on me. What can I say?
That's some whack joke. Okay.
It is Mountain Dew with a blast of artificial pineapple berry flavor. Okay. This is only available at 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Stripes.
It's about to be available in my stomach, so let's find out.
I want it to be so good because it's so pretty, but also I don't like pineapple. So, but I think my idea of pineapple and my idea of pineapple.
Okay, so I just drank it, and I'm saying this: if you don't like pineapple, you won't like this. But you can always go back to the delicious Cinnabon.
Right. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of. You ever had that remix Sprite they used to have it at McDonald's?
Ew.
It's kind of like
McDonald's Sprite is like a defibrillator. You could wake up from a heart attack drinking that.
Okay, this does not have that level of intensity to it. It does not burn the hair out of your nose when you sip it, but it does have the same similar flavor to that remix Sprite. And even though I don't like pineapple, I don't mind that. I guess pineapple juice, fine with me. Actual pineapple, no good. Don't want it. But Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl, I do want it. I like it. It's good.
The Infinite Swirl wasn't bad. I give it a good 3.5 out of 5 stars. Yeah. But I'm still diving in on this 10 out of 10 Cinnabon. So I'm going to go finish that real quick.
The Mountain Dew is no Cinnabon, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for bringing this in, and thanks to your your contacts, your friends, for taking care of us.
Yeah, thanks for dogging on and not having faith in me, too.
I consider myself very fortunate because I don't have any addictions in my life that are to the point where rehab would be something that I would ever need to go through. I consider myself very lucky for that, especially after I heard this story yesterday of someone who wound up checking in to rehab for the second time for alcoholism. And what it made me appreciate was that, when you have to go to rehab, one, it's a big admission to people around you in your life that, you have a problem. But that's not the only thing you have to consider. And that is a daunting thing. But on top of that, it's like, okay, you're going away for who knows how long, like 60 days or whatever. What's going to happen to everything going on in your life for those next 60 days? What's going to happen to your job? How are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to afford the actual rehab? I don't know. Does insurance cover that? Does insurance cover anything? There's all these other factors that go in to rehab. And then you think about it, like this guy that I was listening to yesterday, it was his second time in rehab. There's a chance you go in for the first time. It may not even take. Now, all of this is not a smear on rehab because obviously it can be very helpful for folks. What it is an appreciation of what you have to go through and the sacrifice and the challenges that you have to go through to recover. And I appreciate people that are able to do that, but it also shows that if you're somebody who's in a situation where maybe rehab possibly could be considered necessary, how daunting it must seem, how impossible it must seem to ever think about getting better. Because taking that step to go to rehab is a huge one. Well, what I want to let you know is whether you're in a spot where maybe you seriously do think maybe rehab is a thing that you might need, or maybe you're just like, well, I don't have a problem that big, but I still understand the idea of like taking the steps to fix the problems in my life, even if they may be smaller to some. How am I going to take them? There is a smaller, easier step you can take that involves way less challenges than going to rehab. And that first step can be talking to God about it. Let Jesus know about your issues. That is something you can do anywhere, anytime. Nobody even has to know about it. At first, you can just say, hey, God, I'm going through a lot right now. I don't know. Maybe I do need rehab, or maybe I've just got some issues that I don't want to let anybody else know about, but I want to let you know about them because I don't know where to turn. I don't know which direction to go. God is able to do that for you for free wherever you are. Take that first step and then see what steps to go from there to get things in order, to get things back on track for your life. You want to know more? RadioU.com/free gift. Scientists are now claiming that the T-Rex even bigger than we imagined. Picture a T-Rex in your mind. Wrong. It's bigger than that. According to some new research just published by researchers Jordan Mallon and David Hone, they now suggest that the T-Rex, at least the largest T-Rex that existed, was at least 70% larger than scientists have currently thought up until this time. That's almost twice as big as what scientists have been claiming as long as we remember, which gets me to my point. I'm not saying that dinosaurs didn't exist. Clearly, dinosaurs existed in some sense, but But I just always, when something like this comes out, it just reinforces my belief that scientists have no idea about dinosaurs and they're just making it up. How do they know the bones fit all together like that? How can they, if they're so sure the bones all fit together like that, then how come they're still getting the sizes wrong after all this time? It's not like there's I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Yet again, not saying they didn't exist, just saying I think scientists make a whole lot of stuff up about the dinosaurs. Get your popcorn ready. It's our weekend tradition, the weekend watch list here on the Hudson Show, letting you know what's new that you could be watching in theaters and on streaming if you're looking for a new movie. We'll lead things off with the big new release, not just of this weekend, but possibly of the entire summer, maybe the entire year, Deadpool and Wolverine. I love this synopsis because it gives away basically nothing. No information that isn't pretty much in the title. Wolverine is recovering from his injuries when he crosses paths with the loudmouth Deadpool. They team up to, spoiler alert, defeat a common enemy. Deadpool and Wolverine has an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. Also probably important to point out, it has a 98% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So generally, people seem to be liking it. Although not Sarah Michelle Fetters, critic for MovieFreak.com, who says Ryan Reynolds exhausted the creative well with the first two Deadpool entries and is only dredging up sloshy, wet sand this time out. But Sarah, here's what you don't understand, is that in America, we love dredging up the same sloshy, wet sand over and over and over again. That's why Despicable Me 4 made a bunch of money at the box office. So Deadpool and Wolverine, if you get out and see it, definitely let me know at 8772-RADIO-U. I like to save money, so I'll be seeing it on Tuesday on Discount Movie Night. Now, maybe Deadpool and Wolverine isn't for you, or maybe you got to talk your mom. You're negotiating with your mom into driving you to the movie theater, and you need to, or that Deadpool and Wolverine is even appropriate for you. Well, maybe you can use this as a bargaining chip. You can say, Ma, take me to the movie theater for Deadpool and Wolverine, and you can watch The Fabulous Four, starring Susan Sarandon, Bette Midler, and Megan Mullally. Oh, and Cheryl Lee Ralph as well. The Fabulous Four is about lifelong friends traveling to Key West, Florida to be bridesmaids in a college girlfriend surprise wedding. Over the course of one outrageous trip, sisterhoods are rekindled, the past resurfaces, and there are enough sparks and romance to change all of their lives in unexpected ways. Maybe don't tell your ma that it's only got a 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. And additionally, maybe don't tell your ma that Benjamin Lee of The Guardian says it's easier to admire its purpose than it is to actually enjoy it. Goodwill depleting with every eye-rolling minute. Another example of a talented cast trying their very, very best with hopelessly subpar material. So most of us probably going to be skipping The Fabulous Four this weekend. But maybe neither of those are for you. Neither The Fabulous Four nor Deadpool and Wolverine. You could also see The Beast Within, which stars Kit Harington from Game of Thrones. It's a 10-year-old Willow who follows her parents on one of their secret late-night treks to the heart of an ancient forest. After witnessing her father undergo a terrible transformation, she too becomes ensnared by the dark ancestral secret that they've so desperately tried to conceal. 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Robert Coder of Flickering Myth says it's hampered by the tiny scope of its blatantly obvious metaphor, bludgeoned into the viewer 5 minutes in. Got it. All right, so it does kind of sound like Deadpool or nothing this weekend. Again, if you get out and see that or see anything on streaming, in theaters, whatsoever, let me know. 8772-RADIO-U. I love hearing your reviews of movies and TV. That's your weekend watch list, and we'll see you at the movies. Love them or leave them on the Hudson Show, where we help lovers with their relationship issues. If you've ever got something you want some help with, you can always let us know at 8772-RADIO-U. We'll do what we can. You can also use 8772-RADIO-U to chime in with your thoughts on this one. I've been on both ends of this scenario before. The guy says, basically, I've been dating my girlfriend for a few years now, and I'm just getting more and more unhealthy. I used to be very physically active and took pride in my physical capabilities, but it has slid since being in a relationship. I've been trying for the last year to get back in shape, but my girlfriend keeps feeding me junk food. I typically do the cooking myself, but she comes over with cakes, surprise orders pizza, or brings McDonald's, despite me complaining every time that I'm trying to get healthy. My willpower isn't amazing, but I always get healthy when I am left to my own devices, but not with her. She knows I'm trying to get healthy, but does the opposite in terms of supporting my goals. I've been very direct with her about this, but it isn't helping. What should I do? Love him or leave him here on the Hudson Show. This is, to me, very relatable. I've been on both sides of this, where I'm sure I've been the bad influence on a girlfriend, but I've also been badly influenced by girlfriends when it comes to food. What should this guy do? 8772 RadioU. If you've got some good advice, if this is something you've been through, or you have no expertise whatsoever, but you still want to share your thoughts. Looking at the group chat here at 8772 RadioU, Tia says maybe try a compromise. Get a cheat meal every once in a while, once in a week, and then healthy food the rest of the time. I, in my dieting experience, find that is exactly what you need to do. You need to have, you need to reward yourself every once in a while. Trying to deny yourself every single time is going to be tough. That could be a way for her to, it's a compromise. She still gets to bring you the stuff because she clearly likes it. She thinks she's making you happy by doing it. Clearly you still enjoy it because you're eating it, even though you're trying to lose weight. So if you just moderate it a little bit, that could be the way to go. Katie says you need to be firm with her. I think she's trying to sabotage your healthy eating. Don't be afraid to refuse. That's one of the more nefarious. And I did see a few other people saying that as well, that it sounds like she's trying to keep you out of shape since you've mentioned that you're trying to lose weight and you don't want this food and she still keeps bringing it around, that she might be sabotaging you. I think that it's possible. It feels a little extreme, but she clearly isn't getting the message. But I do think this is true. And let me say, too, what James says. He says, keep turning down the junk food every time. If she doesn't get it, then turn down the relationship. I think what I'm getting here, or what I would say is that if you're going to be in a long-term relationship with somebody and you're going to diet, realistically, you can't expect the other person to diet every single time. Now, you guys don't live together. You don't eat every meal together, but still realistically expecting her to eat what you're eating all the time. If she likes eating McDonald's, it's unrealistic. So you do have to find a compromise somewhere in the middle where she can bring you stuff every once in a while, and either she can eat McDonald's in front of you and you have to refuse. You have to have that willpower. You said you can do it on your own. Maybe it's time to turn up that willpower a notch, or again, find a compromise where every once in a while you get that cheat meal in. Maybe you guys can kind of work on things together. Maybe this is tough to suggest to a girlfriend, but maybe have gym days together or something where you're compensating for that extra junk food you're taking in, but still finding a way to get healthier. Some more good thoughts coming through that I wanted to get to here from the group chat at 8772 RadioU. Justin says she could be feeling left behind on your fitness journey, or perhaps is concerned that if you lose weight, you'll no longer be attracted to her or will attract people she considers more physically attractive than herself. Basically, insecurity. I think that's an interesting thought process getting inside her mind from Justin, possibly. Also, Arthur says, I have a similar problem and I'm as big as a house. Just say no. It's easier said than done, Arthur, isn't it? And Susanna says, if they have a few serious talks about this and she still doesn't actually put effort into changing or respecting what he says, then I say leave. It's a rough situation if you're already married, but in this case, they're not, so he can leave. And that is true, that it's something, it feels kind of ridiculous to break up over your diet, but it's just something you have to be on the same page about, because if you're going to marry somebody and then you're cooking for each other and whatever, you're even more so going to be eating all of the same meals, or having to really coordinate what you are eating if it's different. You have to be on the same page about that, because going into going through life when you later on probably are going to have health concerns. Everybody does. There's just stuff that she has to respect, and vice versa. And so yet again, it feels ridiculous to end a relationship because of your diet. But if she's really going to keep sabotaging you like this, and you're going to have a real hard time saying no, then it might be worth ending it. Southwest Airlines, for the first time ever, changing up their boarding process. Ever since Southwest got started, they've always let people. It's a free for all when it comes to boarding. There's no assigned seating. You just go wherever is open. But that is all about to change. Starting in the new year, Southwest is going to be ditching the open seating option and switch to a assigned seating. This is in part because they've come out with new seats that are going to offer extra leg room, etc., etc. They also say that this is something that customers wanted. 80% of their customers preferred to have assigned seating as opposed to the free-for-all. Well, what do you think of it? Let me know at 8772 RadioU. For me, personally, I'm one of the 20% that likes the free-for-all. Why? Because I'm a very competitive person. I'm a competitive man. And so having open seating, to me, I saw it as a competition, a chance for me to win, a chance for me to show my prowess and get a good seat on the plane. Also, I'm a cheap son of a gun, and so that was my only chance of getting a good seat, because otherwise you have to pay up for them, and you know I'm not doing that. Nene is here in the studio with me.
Don't even mess, baby. You already know what time it is. It's time for the Olympic Games, baby. You see, hang on, let me get up over here. Ladies and gentlemen, the basketball is coming our way. Team USA with LeBron James leading the way. We're about to take the gold medal, Hudson. Can we talk about that?
We can. Well, first we ought to talk about what you're wearing. It looks like you're about to take a nap. Settle in for a long winter's rest.
This is the USA, the Creed boxing out. See, we got to get ready. You see, Team USA, we stand up. Bro, even check out. I got the USA flag as a cape, too. Because we ain't losing, baby.
That's not the U.S. It doesn't have enough
what are we? We're minus 500 to take the gold. Who's even trying to get second? Like, who's trying to, at this point, other countries have fun competing for silver.
Hey, Canada's at the Olympics, too. And we definitely will participate in basketball.
Do you hear that? He can't even say, like, we're going to put up a fight. It's, we will try to participate in basketball.
Well, yeah, we got SGA. We got Jamal Murray. We got some guys. We're not stacked like the USA team with players that aren't even American, like Joel Embiid, who won't even play for his home country.
You named one guy out of our 12, and he's quite possibly one of the most inconsistent, injury-prone guys. We don't even need him to win gold, because we got the guys. We got Steph Curry. We got LeBron James, Kevin Durant, who's a little bit hurt right now, but honestly, we don't really need that. We got Drew Holiday. We got Jason Tatum. Like, do I need to keep going down the list? AD, bam. Like, oh my goodness, it's going to be a show.
Well, you know what's beautiful about the whole thing is that if Canada does anything, if we get silver, that's exciting for us. We get to cheer, we get to have fun, whatever. If the United States, you can only meet expectations. You can only really be disappointed.
You think we're going to be disappointed? You think we have any shot to lose the gold medal this year? Like, be real. Do you actually think there's even a slight chance that we won't come out on top?
Well, minus 500 is not, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed.
Yeah, plus 1,100 doesn't mean a gold medal's guaranteed either. In fact, it's less guaranteed.
Well, listen, the United States has not won gold in the past in basketball.
Yeah, that's true. But it won't be this year, baby. Hey! Bro, I can see it. LeBron James carrying the American flag as the Paris Olympics. Oh, my goodness, guys. This is a historic moment. This is a historic moment for our country. This is a historic moment for basketball in general. The sport itself. I'm glad LeBron James is leading the way, man. I'm just...
You know what's funny is normally I'm very patriotic. I'm an American citizen, and I love America. But somehow you're making me American right now. I want the USA to lose now just because of what you're doing.
Well, it's called showing patriotism. All right? If you don't show your love for your country, what are you really doing? I came in all dressed up I got the shorts, I got the USA flag, like I said, as a cape. You've got a scarf on. You could have at least brought like Tim Hortons or something.
This is appropriate for Canadians.
A picture of Justin Bieber or Drake or something. Oh, My goodness.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, I guess you don't have to.
Thanks for listening to The Hudson Show. Please don't forget to rate and review the podcast.